to add to the digital expansion of what it is that we're doing here. Boss Talk Podcast 101, Boss Talk Podcast 101, Prime Time, Industry Talk. We've added kick to our repertoire. Big shout out to my brother Mario Holmes, aka the Mississippi Overlord, Half Pint Posse for life, for turning me on to kick. So if in fact you are a content creator and you want to jump that thing off, go get that kick account. Lock in. And of course, we're still streaming across all platforms, but we've included kick to the resume. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. You can now find Industry Talk streaming on all platforms, including kick. Lock us in. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. That's how we getting it in. All right. So I'm just making sure that I know how it goes when you get a new device, you get a new um, instrument, or you're trying a new thing. You know, you want to make sure it's working. You want to make sure it's functioning. You want to make sure you got all of the all of the kinks out. Everything seems to be working on Twitch. Let's have a good conversation. So, yeah, that's going to work out well. I like this. Kick, Twitch. That's what I forgot to mention. We on Twitch as well. That's right. You see, we everywhere when we go live. We everywhere. And that's the whole point of purpose. To have maximum impact. To be able to distribute your message across all social media platforms so that you're not having to repeat processes, automate, streamline. Yeah. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't have to go back in and dissect and create micro clips and steady push, but you can still take those same clips, hit the reboot, send them downrange, and have them going across all platforms in like fashion. Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that everything was good to go. Exciting news about um, some shows that are coming down the pipeline. Yeah, definitely excited about all of the shows that are tying into the network, that are participating in building a broadcast network over these digital platforms, open to the public, you know, um, collaborative efforts across all genres. Oh yeah, y'all. Look up Kick. Definitely look up Kick. Easy to create an account. Boom, boom, boom. I'm going through the two factor in authentication right now. You know, I'm slow. I'm slow to making shit happen, but I want to go ahead on and get this done because it doesn't take much to get into um, generating good content and pushing out over on Kick. So we're gonna sit there and drive that up too. Um, Good stuff. You're working on the intro and the outro right now. Yes, I was just about to mention all of the good shows, all of the great shows, all of the productive shows that are coming to the network. We're building something special. Um, and I'm saying we because I'm speaking French today. We, this cohort of individuals that are already working their own lane, already doing their own thing, already have their base in place and have a vision. I don't have my vision. I don't have their vision. They have their own vision. And a team, a support network of a distribution to disseminate information. Well, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. So I'm gonna give everybody an opportunity to come on in before I really jump into this conversation for today. Um, Prayers go out first and foremost to my good friend Terry. Cherry, uh, she won't be with us today because her mom is still in chemotherapy right now. So prayers go out to Terry and her family, especially in this time. You know, the support is needed, the prayers are needed. And of course, we're looking for her mother's full recovery and beating this thing. Uh, we've had conversations with a few of our good friends here on Industry Talk about what they have gone through, their personal battles. Shay Waller um, explained what she had gone through in the fight that she had. My sister Bree Milton, she explained what she was going through, what she had to fight through. So we've had the conversations, you know, um, and strangely enough, oddly enough, but it's true, all of the conversation have been women. I've yet to have a conversation with um, a man that is ready to have that conversation about dealing with cancer. You know, I know a few individuals. You know, um, and I'm not going to mention their names because they might not necessarily want people to know their business like that. That's why those conversations are had, and that's a great segue into knowing and talking about what Pastor Lamont Mitchell will be bringing to the table with the Barbershop Talk. Um, One of the programs that will be enlisted into the Prime Time Network here uh, in terms of what we have going on and what we're building. We're working on the time segments and the slot. Emily Mitchell and Kiara Isham will be joining us as well with their time slots and mental health conversation and therapy information. So it's really bubbling up. Terry Cherry, once she gets through and weathers her storm, and she's building her set and her props. I've talked about this and getting everything ready to go for her Talk segment. Jarrell Braswell's been productively working his studio and getting everything together. So you'll have his production and elements that you will begin to see running across the board. Now, keep in mind, all of these individuals have their own infrastructure. They have their own websites. They have their own YouTube page, channel, Facebook, Instagram, all of that. Yes. Yes. So the question is, why do what we do? Well, number one, um, the question was asked, are you interested? That's number one. Number two, once we get an affirmation and a confirmation of, yes, I'm interested, then it's a matter of building because they understand the vision of what we're doing. A collaboration to assist in building each other's platforms through consistency, hard work, and a distribution network that is unmatched by any other. I don't give a damn where you go. Where you go, you haven't seen anything like what we're doing. Jonathan Shaw has his lane, military, Inside Speaks, military veterans point of view. MVP, Quest Promotions, Connecting the Dots, Dreamscapes Reads, Angel Williams, Public Figure, that whole dynamic. And there's a lot more, but that's a whole ecosystem that's now connected to Freeway Records, Freeway Ricky Ross, Boss Talk Podcast 101, Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime, The Cloud Chronicles, Coach Malachi, True Media Marketing, Caleb McCoy, Media Marketing, Branding, Promotions, Tiffany Gaines. The list goes on and on. Jarrell Braswell, Keith Wallace, Terry Cherry. I the network is huge. Regine Gagne overseas in the UK, Afrobeats, that whole section, that whole consortium of things that are going on. So I'm just giving an example of where it's going, not where we are. Let me just say that. Big shout out to my brother Triple P. Making some major moves in the game and on the comedy scene. Congratulations. Big shout out to him. We still need to pull together some things. Working on it. But I'm just touching back down in the city, so to speak. Had to hit that reset button. Jay Shaw said that a while back. Hit that reset button. Yeah. So this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. Am I on camera one? Let me make sure my camera one. Am I here? Yeah, okay. Okay, I want to make sure I wasn't over here on this one. All right, let me make sure I'm on this one right here. I'm gonna look right off into this one right here. All right. I'm gonna do a 6-month review. Progress, purpose, and possibility. All right. Today we're going to take a moment to do something that every successful organization, entrepreneur, leader, and individual must do from time to time. We're conducting a 6-month review. I really need to do it quarterly, but I've been so busy and I've been so active. I'm not making excuses. I say this all the time: excuses are monuments of nothing. They build bridges to nowhere. And those of us who choose to use these tools of incompetence shall become masters of the same. So, over the last 6 months, we've had hundreds of conversations, explored countless ideas, welcomed remarkable guests, and tackled topics that impact our communities, businesses, families, and future. From mental health and leadership to entrepreneurship and sustainability, education, sports, community development, faith, and financial literacy. Our mission has remained the same: to create meaningful dialogue that informs, inspires, and empowers. When we launched into this season, we weren't just looking for views and likes, we were looking for impact. And when we review the benchmarks, the evidence is clear. We've expanded our network of our guest and strategic relationships. We've created opportunities for local businesses, entrepreneurs, authors, athletes, educators, and community leaders to share their stories. We've strengthened our digital footprint across multiple platforms while building a growing audience that engages in conversations that matter. We've discussed the importance of sustainability, not just financially, but personally, professionally, and socially. We've highlighted the value of mental wellness, the necessity of strong leadership, and the power of community collaboration. We've celebrated success stories while also addressing real challenges facing families and businesses throughout Mississippi and beyond. Most importantly, we've remained consistent because consistency is the bridge between vision and results. As we evaluate the first half of this journey, we've recognized the progress isn't measured solely by numbers. It's measured by relationships built, lives impacted, opportunities created, and conversations that continue long after the camera stops rolling. Tonight, it's not simply about looking back. It's about understanding that we've learned, identifying where we've grown, and preparing for where we're going next. The first 6 months have laid a strong foundation. The next 6 months will be about scaling our reach, deepening our impact, strengthening partnerships, and continuing to provide a platform where voices can be heard and ideas can flourish. To everyone who has tuned in, shared a broadcast, supported a guest, sponsored a program, or simply joined the conversation, thank you. I truly thank you. This is your platform as much as it is ours. The work continues. The mission remains the same. The vision is definitely growing. And as always, welcome to Industry Talk. And let's reflect on the journey, celebrate the milestones, and chart the course for what's next. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, I truly thank you for being um, an advocate in support of what it is and how it is that we do. We are going to remain authentically us, And yes, as you can see, I have somewhat put myself in the alliance of compliance because I value what it is that we're doing, and I want everyone to have the opportunity to enjoy this station without all the filth flaring that I am so well known for. But at the same time, if I am invoked, if I am invoked through conversation and dialogue, and something slips out, don't hold it against me, ladies and gents. Look, y'all know me at this point. Y'all know me. But I do understand community guidelines and standards. And if in fact we want this to grow the way that we want it to grow, then compliance is the rule of the day. I can adapt and overcome. Because they believe that we can't. And when I say they, don't think that I'm just putting the onus on what you may be thinking in your prejudiced mind. I'm talking about anyone that is against me or the coalition of individuals that I participate in doing business with. So that's a whole lot of people or individuals. Or since y'all believing in aliens now, that too. Put all of y'all in the barrel with some gasoline draws on and set it on fire and send you straight to. Let me stop. Anyway. Because if you're not on my team, that means you're against me. I'm not saying I'm in competition with you, but I'm saying if you're not on my team, if you're not lockstep with the vision, if you're not ready to sit there and talk about the Butterfly Collection, if you're not ready to sit there and tune into the Cloud Chronicles or Coach Malachi when he's sitting there running the game, the boxing game down, if you're not tapped into the JB Comedy House, if you hadn't subscribed to any of these channels, if you hadn't tapped into Inside Speaks, like, share it, subscribe. If you have not locked in and told a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, then that's what I'm saying. You're not on. You just a fly on the wall trying to soak up some game, and that's cool. I ain't got no problem with that. I have no problem with that. But that's not what I'm looking for. That's not what I'm looking for. I told you at the beginning of the run. You can go back. You can go back at the beginning of the run. Artists fail to realize all it takes is 100 to 1,000 people to tap into what it is that they're doing consistently and be a part of and support their network. And that means building true relationships. Not some fly by night fandom. No, true relationships. Individuals that are stakeholders, individuals that are taste makers, individuals that want to see a collective move forward. How? Because they believe in that collective. See, I can have these kind of conversations all day long. Because people say, oh man, how you do it? How you do it? We're showing you every day, every step of the way. Right here. Jarrell Braswell sat here every day. Still sits here every day. I told you he's going through some things, just like everybody. Life is life in people. But as a comedian, he's showing you this is what he goes through every day, talks about it, sharpens his skills, has conversations with us here every day. And then you're still seeing him on the road, going to the airport, jumping on planes, driving in the car, getting the shows every weekend on the Bubba Dub tour, getting ready to go to Richmond, Virginia here this weekend. The life that you don't see behind the scenes. I have not seen anyone do that. All different types of ways that people can do it, but to show it to you live in your face every day, hey man, this is what I'm doing. And it's not a matter of the shuck and the jive, song and the dance. No, it's a matter of documenting your life, showing yourself, hey man, this is what I did today. This is what I need to improve on. This is what I'm going to do tomorrow. And every day I'm checking off the list that I've created for myself to make sure that I've accomplished a goal throughout that day. 3 or 4 if possible, but definitely I'm checking the list off because that's going to push me closer and closer to completion of the task, which once I've completed the task, it's going to be a nodule or a module that fits into my system of how I streamline the business and my business model and the sustainability model of success of said business. If you have not tapped into my sister's book, Bree Milton, the NIL Guide for Parents, she is a mom manager. Some of y'all might not get that. That stuff might go over y'all head. Normally I would have said shh, but I said stuff. So see, I am curtailing my vocabulary. I'm working on my pitch. I'm working on my hand motions and gestures. I'm trying to do all the things that make it seem like I know what I'm talking about. Tap in with Bree. If you have an athlete, student athlete, coming to high school, going into junior college, going into college, yeah. She's got your ABC 1, 2, 3 guide to success. What she did. The ups, the downs, the negotiations, things you should know going into it, and not leaving a penny on the table. So, and I will say this. I don't know if I can convince Bree of this, but just like everyone else that has their segments that are going to start, that you're going to start seeing over the Primetime Network, I want her channel on here as well. Her healing thoughts, her motivational inspiration, the things that she's talking about, the information that parents should know what their kids about to face and what they're about to face in college. If she'd agree to it. Just like Inside Speaks, Jonathan Shaw, Emily Mitchell, Lamont Mitchell, Kiara Isham, Terry Cherry, Jarrell Braswell, a.k.a. Slim Biscuit. So what happens when this happens? Because we're not just looking at friends and followers, digital friends and followers. I don't believe in that fantasy anyway. Let me just clarify some stuff. But it is a great opportunity to promote your product, business, and services to a large amount of people that may actually get an opportunity to see it. So how do you drive the algorithm, because that's what they call it, right? Or this digital matrix, to push the narrative? Well, it's a collective of individuals that like, share, subscribe, comment, and engage on various topics that they see that come across their timeline. And of course, based on your parameters and your preferences, it recommends things to you. through AI. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, it's artificial intelligence. So it's not real intelligence. It's a programmed guess theory, right? Cause and effect. Oh, well, this individual liked this particular content over here. And let's just say it's a white male, black male, 25 to 30. And they're looking at bikinis. Y'all know what I mean by bikinis, aka booties. All right. So if they like bikinis more than 3 or 4 times, then bikinis start to show up in their timeline. Y'all know how this stuff works. That's not this computer figuring out or hearing you or listening to you, although they do. I'm not saying that they don't. But this geo fencing and how this algorithm works. Okay, well, how do you sway the algorithm? 100 to 1,000 people that are tapped in and locked into what you're doing, recommending, liking, sharing, expanding. This particular cohort within the Primetime Network of Boss Talk Podcast 101, Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime, Industry Talk, Inside Speaks, The Cloud Chronicles, True Media, Boxing, JB Comedy, JB Comedy House, the Bubba Dub Network, the Freeway Ricky Ross Network, the Bree Milton Network. Come on, man. Did I mention Regine Gagne overseas in the UK? Or even Dearmore, Carolina, on the East Coast, Terry Allred. You see, there are a lot of people that I did. Keith Wallace in Atlanta, Regine Lindsay in Atlanta. We talk about the whole West Coast, Tiffany Gaines, Ayatollah Marf, Melvin Farmer, Freer Ricky Ross. And those are just the bigger names that we're talking about, but the infrastructure that comes along with all of that. And just like I was telling Paul the other day, I've had a television station. I won't say television station, but a Roku station, a Roku channel. I've had a Roku channel. For over 5 years, I just never had content that I was ready to put up. Yes, I put the horse before the cart. I did. Because I like the program. And, as a Roku developer, I went through all of the training and went through all of the stuff and figured out how to create my own channel. But I didn't have any content to put on the channel. I had 3 or 4 videos, right? Like, man, damn. I gotta go do some more work. Because I need to cover all aspects of it. Talk, live, sports, entertainment, music, whether it be R&B, rap, hip hop, classical, jazz, blues, country, Afro beats. So when you start to open that door and realize that everything that you've been working on is coming to or getting put into a position of being greenlit and everything is a go, right? Then you sit there and you're in a situation whereas everyone around you that's a part of that situation begins to profit through residuals, royalties, through their music. Because if you notice, I don't play anybody else's music except for artists that I deal with. That's not vanity. That's not, no. Why would I want to sit there and play someone else's music and they're they're not going to, my people aren't going to gain a royalty out of it. I'm not saying I don't listen to other people's music. That's not what I said. When I promote something, if it's not music that I haven't created in the lab myself to utilize, it's artists that I do business with. So you'll hear a Terry Cherry beat. You'll hear a Keith Wallace in the background. You'll hear a Getty Blue or EXO Music. You'll hear, you know, that's what because I know they're gaining royalties through this. So don't get it twisted or have it confused in terms of, man, why am I still hearing the same? Why don't you change up the music? Well, um, there's a method to my madness. And I'm not in it to give someone else the opportunity to take money off of the table from people that I do business with. Nothing wrong with it if that's what you choose to do. But I would much rather the artist that I do business with to gain those royalties. That's why I score my videos with music from artists that I do business with. Well, how you know they're getting the money? Because if they're doing business with me, I'm probably the one that registered their music. And I know that they're getting their royalties. Independently. So that's the discussion for today. What we've done over the last 6, and what we're continuing to do. Yeah. I will show you this though. I will show you this. Um, Tolu Smith hosted his coming home camp in Hawaii. He graduated from Kahuku High School. And if you have not seen it already, there's a little glimpse of what went down over the weekend.
I came all the way down from Memphis, Tennessee. We out here in North Shore, man.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, it went down. Yeah, everybody talk about they need one of them teas, Bree. I don't even know if we have any more left. They gave all of those teams away. The Detroit Pistons donated a bunch of T-shirts as well, basketballs. Um, it was pretty special. It was awesome. Um, Wakeel Water, one of the sponsors of the event showed out in a major way, dropped off a lot of water, a lot of water. It was classic. It was something that you had to see. If you didn't make it this year, you need to schedule yourself some time off, a week off, to come hang out with us down there in Hawaii next year. Um, we'll have to let you know what the dates are. Of course, everything is based on playoff run, So once we know when everything is done, we can send out information to come on out and have a great time with us down in Hawaii. So, yeah, yeah, looking forward to it. Again, follow up next year. This was the inaugural year, and looking forward to next year's as well. And that's coming off of a great 3-on-3 tournament that Tolu hosted in Bay St. Louis, our hometown of Bay St. Louis here in Mississippi. That was a great event, although it rained throughout the entire day. All of the vendors, food truck vendors, jump houses, Ladies Auxiliary, Tisha Lee with HL Raymond Properties and Real Estate. Look, they all came out. She was a platinum sponsor for the event. Her and Kiara Isham, they all came out and had a great time, wonderful time, just moving and shaking, man, and doing their thing. It was awesome. It was awesome. So, like I said, 2 awesome back-to-back events that were hosted, and all I can say is you need to get involved. You need to get involved. We'll start pushing out information about about next year and events that'll be hosted throughout the year. Of course, I'll be getting with Kaylin McCoy, the marketing director, promotions and marketing director, and things that are going to be coming down the pipeline with the nonprofit organization, the Family Foundation, the 501c3 nonprofit group. So that people understand that their contributions will be tax exempt, So you'll have a true understanding of where and what these things are going into, from scholarship programs and contributions to groups like the Boys and Girls Club and YMCAs of the world. Food drives and programs, book bags, the school give back programs, the traditional things that normally happen, but also thinking outside the box, to give, folks an opportunity to have access to Tolu and the things that he's doing and his friends. Because, during off seasons or when folks like, Aaron Estrada are available or Cameron Matthews are available and Trey Ford and Dennis Jenkins, whenever his friends are available, that are all of these guys are professional athletes. His big brother, his older brother overseas playing ball. Whenever these guys are available to get together, Samuta, who came out down there in Hawaii as well. Whenever these guys are available to get together, anytime you have that much greatness, gathered together, nothing but good stuff comes out of it when you infuse kids into it because they get an opportunity to see that it's possible. Not that it's possible because I'm black, or it's possible because I'm Polynesian, or it's possible because no. They see that it's possible. Because the only reason why kids see color is because we as adults infuse it. We project that into our kids. When it relates to race. Not color as in red, blue, green, yellow. No, when it relates to race. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all are an intellectual crowd. I say that all the time. Y'all are way smarter than I am or ever could be. But at my age, I've experienced a lot of stuff. All right? A lot of stuff. And I've definitely witnessed that when you have young men and women that accomplish things at a high level, intense situations that they've gone through in their lives, because don't think that their life was just easy. No, you know, um, they've experienced a lot of things, family, personal, whatever the case may be, and still achieving their goals. When that type of energy is in a room and it's being poured into other kids, like I'm saying, it lets them know that they too can make it out. So yeah, it was an exciting week. There's more content that's coming out every day. Big shout out and thanks to Brandon Nakana and his family, Jocelyn, uh, Kelly Teo, David Teo, the Kahuku family, the entire Leia family, the entire family of Hawaii, and all of the Polynesians across the board from Samoa, Fiji, Micronesia, Macronesia. Every island that you can imagine was represented. Tonga, you name it. If you look through the crowds and you look through, well, y'all might not necessarily see what I was seeing, but everybody was represented. Every island was represented in that camp. And a lot of you may not know that my son graduated from Kahuku High School. We didn't just go to Hawaii to host a camp. He graduated from Kahuku High School. So it definitely is the give back. And he's planning on continuing to do it year after year. Had a great meeting with the mayor. You'll be seeing information and content coming out about that. So it's a pretty big deal. The reason why it's a pretty big deal because he's steady making history. Constantly making history. 70 years removed, there has not been a player from Hawaii in the NBA. 70 years. That's historic. So, of course, you're going to see a groundswell of support from the Polynesian culture and the African American culture. But at the end of the day, I had a great time. Speaking of time, big shout out to my brother E, CEO, and the official Miss Jamaica.
It's about that time we decided we were going to do something a little bit different today, add some different elements to what we already do. It's going down, man, trying to figure out ways to break the algorithm, man. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to all our channels, all our different platforms. Boss Talk 101, Boss Talk 101 Prime Time. It's crazy. We got to get it done, though. Boss Talk 101, what the bosses talk.
Boss Talk Podcast 101, Boss Talk Podcast 101, Prime Time where the bosses talk. And if you didn't know, today's segment has been sponsored and brought to you by the Butterfly Collective. Today's episode of Industry Talk is proudly sponsored by the Butterfly Collection. That's right, the Butterfly Collection is here. Gentle stories, big lessons, bright imagination. Books are available at Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, Ingram Spark by author Angel Williams. These books are perfect for pre-K programs, kindergarten classrooms, elementary schools, classroom libraries, bedtime reading, and SEL programs. Be sure to get your copy today. Be sure to get your copy today. We've got ours. We've got ours and we've got more to get. And yes, you can believe you will see these books on our website, gemsitpublishing.com. The bookshelf. You can go to the bookshelf. Now, I'm not telling you just don't get me wrong now. Don't get me wrong. I want you to go to Barnes and Nobles and Amazon, and go to Angel's site, go to Angel Williams' site, dreamskatereads.com. Go to their site and buy the books, right? But at the same time, once I purchase in bulk, I want you to go to my site too and buy the books retail from us as well. Okay. We're going to solicit and promote and push it across the board, either which way it goes. As soon as Bree drops her books, we'll be doing the same thing. So just letting you know, just like all the other books that we sit there and get behind and support. Speaking of books, make sure y'all tap in with my partner, Fred Ricky Ross. Get the 21 Keys of Success. Yes, 21 Keys of Success. And of course, you can get the what else we got out there? We got Tiffany Gaines, the Shared Success Blueprint, and of course the Untold Autobiography, for Ricky Ross, the Untold Autobiography. I'm sitting there looking at this camera. Got this JVC, right? It's still plugged up too. Ain't there something? Look at this. Let me unplug this right quick. Tell y'all something. I got this JVC, right? And it wasn't one of my first cameras, but it is a camera. It is a unit. What do y'all think I should do with this thing? It's digital, 4K, JVC, right? I'm thinking, should I do a raffle? Should we do a giveaway? What should we do? Y'all let me know. Let me know in the because I don't use it anymore. I don't use it, and it's just sitting here, and I hate for someone that has aspirations to do something and may not necessarily have the budget to do something. They could possibly win a very nice piece of equipment, right? A very nice piece of equipment in great shape. I also have a ATM Mini, right? Let me see if I can show y'all this. Right, I have. Okay. All right, y'all see this ATM? I have this ATM Extreme. Okay. That I use to process my video. Right. To process my video. All right. And I got this Rodecaster as well. Okay. I'm not saying that you have to have all of this shit to do what I'm doing. Right. No. That's not what I'm saying. But over time, I collect trinkets. I collect trinkets. I'm a digital nut when it comes to wanting to have good sound, good light, good quality. So I've mixed and mingled with a bunch of different things to get it to whereas when you see me, just like my man Wesley Snipes said, I want to see the pimples on the booty. You can see that in the camera when you're looking at me, right? And not to say that I got a face for radio, y'all know that. I shouldn't even be on camera. But hey, I'm here. I'm all you got, so you're stuck with me, baby. But I don't use that JVC anymore. I don't even use it as a off behind the scenes type of a camera for B-roll or just behind the scenes type stuff. But I was speaking about the ATM Extreme because I have another ATM that I do not use. Now, can I set it up in our off studio? Jay Shaw knows what I'm talking about. We have a building in town where I can actually set up full-scale production studio, but I just hadn't done that because I've been revamping some things. But we still use it for concerts, events, things of that nature. is big enough to hold 100 people comfortably, right? Standing up, standing remotely. Sitting down, 50, with a courtyard in the foyer area, all glassed in with food and beverage and signage for pictures and all that kind of stuff with the backdrops. I'm just giving you a little insight. You've probably seen me walk through this building before on some of my lives. We actually filmed the JB comedy special there. Okay. But I'm accumulating this stuff, or I have accumulated this stuff. And when I say it works perfectly, there's nothing wrong with it. And the ATM Mini, other one that I have, works perfectly. Works perfectly. Let's see. What does Shaw say? Raffle off to a new subscriber that has staying locked into what you're doing. Okay. Okay. Great for people that may want to do short films as well. Yeah, that's true. That is true. We got to figure out what we're gonna do. So I'll be thinking about it. Y'all think about it too. Because we need to maximize it. We need to, I can't do a raffle and only 2 people, get into the raffle. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of unfair. That's just like when, and I don't want to say it's unfair. It is what it is. Life is what it is. When I was asking questions about the Stanky Skin comedy special, and only one person had seen the comedy special. Big shout out to Jonathan Shaw. He could only answer the questions, but Bree did answer a couple of them. She guessed them. Maybe because she knew Jabril Braswell a little bit, but yeah, that was funny. That was a good day. That was a fun day. Anyway, I got to think about what I'm going to do with this stuff. I really do. Because I don't want to just sit there. I want somebody to actually make good use of it. All right. Now, if you do win it, you paying for the shipping and handling. Let me just say that right now up front. You paying for the shipping and handling. The stuff is not light. And when I say it's not light, the Mini comes in a Teflon Don box. Yeah, it comes in a carry case. I'll show y'all the carry case on another day. But it's some real hardware. This is not something that's just, you just play with it. If you're not serious about it, actually, to tell you the truth, if you don't know anything about it, you don't even need to get it, because you're just it's just gonna sit there. Anybody that knows about the ATM Mini and the Extreme, it's serious business, and it's not a piece of equipment that you just fudge off. So I'll just keep that in mind, because if you don't know what it is, don't just try to win it because you just want it. No, you got to know what it is to be able to work it. All right. And outside of that, I think I didn't talk to y'all and touched on everything that I need to talk to y'all about. As a matter of fact, I didn't even know it was 6 o'clock, man. Y'all got any questions, comments, or concerns? Let's see. The real Miss Jessie. What's going on, Jessie? How you doing, Jessie? I think I know Jessie. Let me think back. The real Miss Jessie. I gotta know Jessie. Let me see. Musicpublisher.com. That's my girl, Jessie. Okay. What's going on, Jess? How you doing, sister? Musicpublisher.com. Your one-stop shop to getting your royalties and everything in check, in order. Yes, indeed. Tap in with the real Miss Jessie, ladies and gentlemen. She right out of, I want to say Dallas, either Dallas or Houston. I think she moves. I mean, she big money. She move everywhere. She might be in Dallas today and Argentina tomorrow. Ain't no telling what Jess got going on. But yeah, I think we done chopped it up, man. Be on the lookout. we're getting everything fine-tuned for these new programs that are coming across the wire. We'll start doing promotions, and you'll start seeing lead-ins, countdowns to when shows starts. When I say broadcast network channel, it's going to be for real, right? And I forgot to mention also, right? As you start working these things and people start seeing your numbers grow and people wanting to know, hey man, how can I tap in, man? How can I, well, each one of these channels have the rights to go out and get their own commercials and run them in their spots. You follow what I don't think y'all hearing what I'm saying. You got an hour's worth of programming, 30 minutes worth of programming. That's 4 or 5 commercials or sponsors that you can gather to help support your network. And we're not asking you for a dime because we're out here grinding just like you. On the other end, the end user then begins to realize it. What I'm saying is the client begins to realize that, wait a minute, man, you have 10 different networks that are sharing, promoting, and pushing your content because Inside Speaks pushes Industry Talk. Industry Talk pushes Inside Speaks, The Cloud Chronicles, True Media Boxing, and all of them support one another. So you've got a cohort of individuals that are pushing this content, and your business is getting in front of them. You're just thinking it's local. But it's global. And if you're set up the way you're supposed to, your infrastructure, and you have a website, a landing page, you can do business worldwide, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all know that. So we're giving clients opportunities to get into places and spaces that they wouldn't even imagine that they could get into, because they don't know the connections that you have behind the scenes. It's not magic. It is not, like I said, moving the algorithm, that's easy. That's easy. But finding the right people with a vision and a mission, and they're working towards it and connecting with them and forming that symbiotic relationship. See, that's totally different. That's next level. And you can't sit here and tell me that this isn't a human element thing when it comes to me. You can't sit there and say, "Oh, geez, prejudice," and it's just about black folks. No, Paul Whitehouse is white as snow falling on the ground. Out of Ohio. Jonathan Shaw. I don't know what Jonathan Shaw don't sound black to me. He look Mexican. I'm just saying. I know he's black, but he look Mexican. You know what I'm saying? We got Steve Gonzalez coming on here in a couple days. I'm just saying. Don't make it seem like I'm just, now don't get it wrong. I am a pro-black individual. Definitely, without question. Hands down. But when it comes to the collective and the mission and wanting to get things accomplished, I believe in the human element. I believe in that human element. So we're connecting with those individuals that have that drive and have empowered themselves to want to accomplish greatness with or without me. And have tough skin, because I talk a lot of stuff. See, I didn't say shit. Oh, damn. Never mind. Anyway, let me get off this thing. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for tuning in. It's been another great episode of Industry Talk here on the Primetime Network. I'm your host, Big G. I got comments. I'd be forgetting to read these people's comments. I'm not a good host. I apologize. I got comments coming in from Kick. My apologies, y'all. Damn, we just started on Kick and I got apologies coming in. Let's see. Anyway, well, I'll read them tomorrow. So if you're on Kick, just to remind y'all, I almost forgot to tell y'all, we are literally on all streaming platforms. LinkedIn, Twitch, Kick, IG, TikTok. Not TikTok, you can't stream on TikTok. YouTube, Facebook, whatever your choice is. You know what I'm saying? Have it your way. Have it your way. Isn't that what y'all want? That Instagram? Don't y'all want to be gratified that way? What do I need to do to help satisfy and gratify your intellectual capacity to know that, hey, man, we are everywhere. We're everywhere. When you wake up did you ever wake up in the morning and open up your phone, look at IG, and the first person you saw was me? You're like, damn, how this nigga got on my shit? Damn, did I say nigga? Damn, I'm tripping. I must be getting tired. I ain't had nothing to eat all day. Y'all got to forgive me, y'all. Fuck it. Look, and you see me, that lets you know I done penetrated the Instagram. I mean, the algoflam. The algorithm. Yes, I've done it. If the first person you see is me, you might want to hit the reboot button. So, let's have some fun with this thing, man. And enjoy building each other's communities, each other's digital ecosystems, and providing a great pipeline for people to be entertained with just real people, authentic people, asking real questions, having genuine conversations. That's what we're providing. And I'm loving every minute of it. So you guys already know with me, man. At the end of the day, it's always about health, wealth, wellness. Stay dangerous. What's good, beautiful people? It's your main man, Big G. And this is my personal invite to all of you to join me on Industry Talk on the Prime Time Network daily at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, where I get into great conversations with entrepreneurs, artists, industry leaders, you name it, we bring it to the table. So make sure you tap in with us, lock us in, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. And we stream on all major platforms. And be sure to visit us at gemsitpublishing.com. This is Industry Talk. Let's get into it.
Motion.